Jordan, Northside Shtory, round two. How do you feel?
Nervous. I'm just nervous for like everything to just start basically just nervous. I'm actually more nervous about like the overwhelming feeling. Do you know, like when you just get crowded and stuff like that. But I wear a mask in the movie, so it should be fun.
Now, tell me, obviously, like the second premiere has been in the works for a while, right?
Yeah, it has been. Yeah.
Now, why?
For the point that we done the first premiere and we didn't really know how people are gonna feel too much about it. I think we were more kind of afraid. But I remember that at one point then we were all kind of afraid, but we just said, you know what, we may as well just do it. Do you get me? Like, so we started off with screen 2, which was 154, I think, and this one is 277. So this one was our biggest one to do, and we just said, you know what, let's just risk it all with this one, and we still sold out. So we were really kind of happy with it. So yeah.
277 people, sold out event. What should people expect?
Chaos. Okay. Absolute fucking chaos.
In what way?
Fucking every way possible. No, honestly, I think the comedy value it's something that I feel like when writing this, it was like we wrote it in such an unfiltered way, but it's the characters, as they say, they don't depict who the people are themselves. It's more for the point of everything that we see around us and the type of ridiculous scenarios that kind of happen. So I can only half imagine what the audience are going to be thinking about this. But the best part about it is a lot of people that have seen it have just wanted to see it again, and that was the best part about it. That's the reason why we done the second screen of it. So yeah, like right now, just don't. You can expect chaos, but don't expect an explanation.
Any work after this? Are you going to release it to Amazon? Are you going to independently release it, or are you going to get stuck into another project?
That's a really good question. So we've been chatting about distribution, stuff like that. A lot of people have their eyes and saying everybody wants it on Netflix, and obviously everybody wants it there because people don't like paying for stuff. People just want everything free, streams of it. Do I believe we could do a Netflix screen of it? Maybe with the right head behind it, we might be able to get that. It's more for kind of opening the doors what they will allow to be on Netflix and not be on Netflix. They might be a bit picky about how certain shots are taken. They might want some reshoots, so that's understandable. But we're actually going straight from this straight to another project. So we're doing a comedy horror movie, and that comedy horror movie is in the works at the moment, and we're probably set to be released around the last week of October. So yeah, so you'll be here again.
Long while to go. Now, considering that no one's around us, right? Tell me the plan for after the screening's done and why.
Okay, so at the very end of the screening now, I noticed that a lot of people are loving the character. So I think the problem is that in people's eyes, the biggest issue about this whole entire movie was that you see this guy with a mask on, he's being himself, he's being really stupid. But as soon as the screen ends, he's gone forever. And I truly believe that at our last screening, if we had done what we're going to do now, I literally have the Northside Story written on an Irish flag. I'm going to run in with my balaclava on and literally just start going crazy with the crowd. Robbie G's song and Belderzoni song, Make Me Feel Good's going to play. We're literally just going to run around the crowd and just make people be like, what the fuck's going on? I think the reason why I want to do that is because a lot of people felt like after the movie was done, that they were almost nearly attached to that character. They fell for him, they kind of wanted to meet him type of thing. So now they get to meet him. Okay. Yeah.
Dare I say, big con for Halloween maybe?
I think that's been in the works. A lot of people are asking me to do that, so yeah, I think that might be on the books now for this year, yeah.
Go on, Jordan, I think we're all good to go. Carry on with the event. Amazing stuff. Fucking round 2 again. Nearly 300 people. You got this, man.
Yeah. And I can't wait to have you again.
I am proud of you. Ciao, ciao. Go on, let's go. I know, but if only it's like Lighthouse Cinema Before party. Please. Please. How are you doing, Jackson?
I'm good, yeah. A bit nervous. This one's a bit of a bigger scale. You saw you were here last time, so it's okay. It's still kind of, people that we know, but there's like so many people showing up that we've never seen before in our lives, so that's the bit extra oof.
What did you change from the first round of the Northside Story to this one?
I think in regards to film, the film still stays pretty immaculate to the way it was. The story is so structured in a sense of it's so raw and authentic that we were like, we're not going to change it for anyone. I think it's one of those films that like you get the heads up, right? You might get offended walking into this film. So if you choose to watch it, it's kind of on you. Not in like an insensitive way, but we're saying like, we didn't really have a disclaimer to start the film. There's a possibility you might get offended. So if you need to leave or stop watching it, best thing to do is do that. But yeah, it's such an authentic story that we didn't really want to change anything. There was one or two little things cut out, but bar that, it's still as good as it was.
How Like, what was your week like running up to this? Obviously, like now there's 300 people there. What should people expect? Jordan said chaos.
Yeah, I think chaos. We've added a little thing now, which I won't spoil for anybody. But we've added something to the end of the screening, which just to kind of celebrate it being such a big achievement. Like, we're two lads from Finglas. We didn't really. I know it's a typical. We didn't really grow up with anything, but we didn't. You know, the thing we grew up with was a Flip HD that we just used for fun. And I think when you see the scale, it's gone from a Flip HD to the Lighthouse Cinema screening sold out twice. It's just kind of it's a bit. I think chaos for us more than anyone. You know, we're looking at each other, and I think we haven't even let it soak in yet. Like I'm at work at 6 a.m. in the morning. You get me? Like I'm just letting it float over me and letting it sink in over the next week or two.
That's it. I think from the first one, you were probably so busy and like so scared to the point where you might have not even enjoyed the premiere as much as you did. You weren't exactly in the present. Versus this time round, you've got like round two. You have a second chance. So obviously, you wrote this. What was that process like for you writing the Northside story?
Well, I'll give credit where credit's due. Jordan is the comedy writer, but we bounce we no, but in regards to like filming, I bounced a lot of ideas his way, and a lot of them made it to the film, thank God. But you know, a lot of the film, but right in the Northside story, it was so natural. You know, people get really annoyed when they see me and Jordan in the room together because our humor is just ridiculous. It's the stupidest stuff that people would be like, how are you laughing at that? But we're sitting in a room, and I'm not even joking, this is the exact way I can remember it. Jordan's in the corner of the kitchen leaning against the sink, I'm sitting at the table, and we're both just like, knees are going, laughing, and everyone's like, anybody hear what they said? And it's like, no, having a clue what they're laughing about. And that's how it was written. Honestly, it was just back to back being like, oh my God, what if this happened? Oh my God, what if that happened? And just ridiculous scenarios that would never happen in real life that were like, you know what, maybe that would happen on the North Side. And that's just really how it became a thing. And we bounced it off, and Jordan was like, do you want to just give it a go? He sent me the script, I think like 3 weeks later, 100 and like something pages, and I was like, we're doing it, it's done.
Biggest lesson from independently directing a mockumentary under €1,000.
So many mistakes are gonna happen. Just be prepared for it. Like even today, we're trying to put up the poster. Half of the pole isn't there. So we were like, you know what? Let's Northside Story it. Get a bit of sellotape, whack it on. We have it up. It's up. It might be a really bad DIY job, but it's done. And I think that's the kind of mindset you have to go into with such a low budget feature film. I think people think of low budget and micro budget, but this is like a next level budget. This is like quantum realm budget for a feature film. And you know, you just have to go in and know that things aren't going to go great, but you just got to push through it, honestly.
Find a way and make it work.
Yeah. That.
So, any thank you message for the crew?
Oh, do you know what? Like, you can't even say thank you to a group like that. Like, I remember all of us, we wrapped up and we were like, lads, what are we going to do with our weekends? It wasn't even of, say thank you to the crew. Like, that's my best mates. Do you get me? Like, these are, the way me and Jordan always see it is the dream is to have something like Happy Madison Productions. It's the same people, but you're not mad about it. You're looking forward to seeing the cameos or where they're going to pop up, and every film, you're still going to laugh at it, even if it's the same crew and the cast, because you know there's such a family there. And you know they're all sitting around the table being like, oh my God, this is great, this is hilarious, this is the next project. Nobody's getting the back turned on them. Nobody's like, oh, this is a paid job. I'm in, I'm getting paid, and I'm leaving. It's actual people being like so excited to do the projects, and that's just what makes it so special. Like,
that's basically it. Jackson, I'm going to let you go. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you for inviting me, and 300 people again. Well done.
Thank you so much for going. I appreciate it.
Cheers. So, Liam, how are you doing?
I'm all good, Debbie. How are you?
I am not too bad, thank you. So, let's start from the very, very start, okay? How do you know Jordan and Jackson?
So I know Jordan and Jack through friends years ago. Me and Jordan first met when we were around 12 or so. Jordan actually lived around the corner from my house, and just through other acquaintances, made friends, became friends, same with Jackson, and I've been friends ever since.
And have you been acting in the industry? Do you have a little bit of history?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, in a sense, only because I did for a while when I was younger. I was in the Billy Barracks, and I sort of dropped out of that. I had a scholarship in school for acting and drama, and once that was finished, I moved to another school, and then I mainly acted just with Jordan Jackson, starting with the Nutters back in 2017.
So the Nutters, that's like crazy memories for like quite a lot of people. What was that like?
That was, I don't want to say unbelievable, but it was chaotic. It was a lot of back and forth of, I'd say, rewriting scripts and figuring out how we're going to proceed with things, and it took a good while to get it done. But once we did, we entered it into the Give a Tech Fest, and we got an award for the movie as well. So
It was a success, like it was a complete success. Now let's fast forward a few years. Jordan or Jackson or both of them come up to you. They're like, we have this script. Do you want to be a part of it?
the way I say it is, I said yeah initially, but the way I say it is, I enjoy acting a lot, but I also, if you've ever seen Adam Sandler, the way he always has some friends in the movie, that's how I feel with Jordan Jack. I'm always the friend in the movie, and I enjoy that more than actually being an actor. So it's really nice seeing my friends on screen, but working with them on screen is even better.
What was it like actually seeing them go from writing and directing The Nutters to the Northside Shtory?
So it was a lot of, how would I put it? I respect them a lot because they came a long way from writing The Nutters, directing The Nutters, acting in The Nutters, to the Northside Story to where we are nowadays, and even the promotion of it. It was a very, very big step, and I'm just super proud of the lads and the rest of the cast and crew as well, of how far we've came since The Nutters, and even beforehand maybe.
Now, obviously, this is the second premiere, right? The people that actually aren't going to get to watch this, how do you explain the Northside Story to them?
Without giving away as much, I would say chaotic and amazing, and you're missing out if you didn't get a ticket, because it is genuinely unbelievable.
That's basically it, and the big con is something else, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm just really glad to be here doing this with everyone, and seeing as I said before, seeing all my friends and even family. I've referred to like Jordan, Jackson, Lou, Dan. I refer to all of them as my family because we've all grown together, and seeing how far we've all come is just great.
Is there something else that people should expect from you, or are you going to take a break from acting?
No, I think I'll keep going when I can. I'll work my ordinary 9 to 5, but I'll still be on screen every now and then, and hopefully maybe somewhere in the future.
So nothing in the works for now?
Personally, writing myself, I have always found it enjoyable and very, very hard to do, but maybe I'll overcome that block in the future.
Go on. Thank you so much, Liam. I appreciate it. Cheers. Let me shake your hand. Thank you. Something else.
Shades.
As you should.
No.
I think you should.
I think you should.
Yeah. Oh, I look stupid, don't I?
Yes. No, not yes that you look stupid. You look good.
No, I look stupid. All right. So. Yeah, go on.
What's up?
Were you the one that was told to pull your jocks down and pretend you're taking a piss in the background?
That is my claim to fame, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the scene, what's up? The scene, basically we were doing the scene and we did one take and I wasn't in it, and then I was like, here, I'll go down and pretend I'm going for a pee, we'll say. I'm going for a pee, and then Jack goes, here, let them fall, and I was like, you genius. So yeah, I let them fall, and like, when I'm actually running away, I'll give a fun fact. I actually nearly did fall. So that wasn't like, oh, I'm being funny. No, genuinely, because the way I was pulling them up and I went, whoop. So yeah, I really nearly did fall. But what's so funny about that scene is that bit's done. When they turn the camera to look at like the sound guy, I'm right back there, just standing there like nothing happened. So I thought it was deadly.
Now, so as we know with the Northside Story, Jordan was improving for a good bit. What was it like having to handle Jordan's improv while recording on a time limit?
I'd love to say it was tough, but it was so tough. It wasn't just tough, it was so tough, because I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to break me shy laughing at him, because he comes up with these ideas and he wants my reaction. He wants to see how I react. I'll tell you one of the scenes, he's going up the stairs and he's going up the stairs and he has his trousers down, he has his bum out. And I didn't know he was going to do this. And in one take, Jordan hesitates and I jump back into Dan. Because, you know, Jordan's right here, I'm here, Jordan hesitates, and I go, whoa! So I'm delighted that didn't make the cut, because it was very, very bad. But Jordan is absolutely, if I can give him credit for that, and it's improv, he knows how to light up a room, how to say everything, how to do everything. And he's just phenomenal at improv, because he'd do it, and then it'd bounce off me, and it'd bounce off Dan. The three of us in a room, you just couldn't write it. And that's what we were saying the whole time, like, bro, you couldn't put that down on a page. So I think Jordan is just an absolute talent, and it's an honour to be in scenes with him.
What was it like when they first presented the script to you and you were like, this is absolute madness, I want in?
Yeah, when we were in Jordan's house, it was me and Liam and Jack and Jordan, and he goes, look, let's just read the script and see what happens. And when I had it in my hand reading the first few pages, I knew it was quality. I knew it was everything that I was like, I am getting something in this. And then Jordan was like, we want you and Dan as the producer and director, and I was over the moon because I loved the producer and director. I loved the relationship they had with each other. As I'm so close to Dan, it just felt natural. It just felt everything. So the script was like holding gold in your hand is what that script was, and I knew from the minute I read it, everything that you're seeing now, I knew it was going to be that. Just from the lads and from the script, it was absolutely unbelievable. And if I wasn't involved in it, I'd be crying in my room. I'd be crying in my room.
What should people expect, or what should people know about the Northside Shtory?
Expect the unexpected. I know a lot of films say you'll be blown away, but you'll be blown away at how at home it feels. I think that's what people from the area where we're from in Finglas, I think that's what they're going to get from it, that you can see these characters going down the road. I think you can expect an amazing, amazing comedy that really, really moves you in a way. And also because that's what we found when we were doing the comedy, when we kept going on, we actually realised it was very emotional. We were like, Jesus, these lads actually love each other and all this. So expect the unexpected, because you think one thing's going to go one way and then Jordan comes in. And then that's it. Jordan's just doing everything. Like, Jordan would go, right, I'm going to do this, and you wouldn't have a second to think, and I wouldn't want it any other way, because the reactions that you're getting. Now, I'd love to say they're my amazing acting. Half of it's not. It's just me going, oh my God. But yeah, no, it's just amazing. Expect the unexpected.
Anything else in the works for you, Luke?
Yeah, we're working on a few scripts and all, like work with the lads. All I want to do is work with the lads for the rest, just getting in the gym, training and all that as well. But yeah, no, I want to just keep working with the lads, because the stuff that when we sit in a room, it's not even when we're writing scripts, when we sit in a room and come up with these ideas and we're like, what if we did this scene and what if we did that scene? There's nowhere else I'd rather be. I never want to be at one of these on my own. I want to always see the same faces: Dan, Jack, Jordan, Liam, everyone that helped us on set, Kate, Lauren, Sam, everyone. I do not want to do it with anyone else. It's honestly the group I know. That's my book.
Thank you so much, Luke.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Here's your glasses again. Cheers, go on. That's it. Bosh. Yeah, Luke was saying that you enjoy a little bit of MMA and stuff.
No, like it's a bit of fun. Like, I'll tussle around with him a bit. Like I'm definitely a bigger guy, so like I'll use my weight and I'll just try and sit on him.
I'll sit on him.
He's more technical, and like I'm just like, you know what, push him off, sit on him, it'll be fine.
So that's basically it. Now let's bring it back out of the cage into the Northside Shtory, yeah? So Luke was saying that there is a lot of improv, and there's a lot of moments where Jordan is trying to get a reaction out of you, and all you had to do, your one job was do not laugh. What was it like having to hold it in?
Probably one of the hardest things in my life. I remember on 2 occasions, there's one where he's talking about going out on nights out with people and all, and you could see him the scene yeah, and then there was another bit. It wasn't even Jordan, it was actually somebody else. It was Alan Clark, and he was talking about Modern Warfare 2 DLCs and Turtle Beach headphones, and that just kept getting me. But all of us were laughing, and it was me, our DOP, Jordan and Adam in one small room, and the lads just kept firing. So I just kept.
Were they actually fighting?
Yeah, they kept firing. I'm a kind person, I would never do that, but they had no remorse. So it was a battlefield, and it was just so funny. We all I had to turn away at one point, and Jordan started laughing and blamed on me. I was like, Jordan, I'm trying not to laugh, I'm trying to be professional. And it was probably about 10 minutes for a 1.5 minute scene. There was no need, but it was so funny.
What should people, obviously, so the first premiere there was around 150 people. This time round we're looking at around 300 people. There's clearly a massive difference. There's clearly a demand. What's it like? What is the Northside Shtory?
It's meant to the demand, because to think that, I remember saying to the lads, we were chatting about the budget, and it was about 600 to 800 euro, and I was half that was on petrol. And the lads were like, yeah, you would be right on that. So to think that we went from spending not even $1,000 on a film to selling out twice. One of the most prestigious cinemas in Dublin, if not in the whole of Ireland. I think that's just an incredible thing. So it makes me really proud to be a part of it, and like we're all like very proud of like the project itself, the work we put in. It was from about March until about June, July. I was just doing every weekend, and it was great fun because we're all mates, so it was just an excuse to hang out then. So it was worth it for me, and just getting closer with the lads again. Like I was already close with them anyways, but it brought me even closer. So it made me recognize. Amazing.
That's the one thing that both Jordan and Jackson have said, is that they want this to be a community. They want more projects to have the same faces. Now, what does that mean to you, knowing that they value you?
It's an honor, because it's the fact that they're showing me the respect as a person, but also as a friend and an actor, that they trusted me in my own talent and in my own abilities, that they will put me in their projects, maybe in a small role, maybe in a bigger role in the future. That's such an honor for me, because I know I would do the exact same. I would help them out on different projects. Because it even just started off with me just being behind the scenes photography for a lot of stuff, and like I've always done acting, but like it was just like they needed a helping hand. I was like, I'm more than happy to do that, and that was sort of a great thing, that to progress from just being behind the camera solely to being in front of the camera was just amazing.
And any other projects that you're working on right now?
I am in pre-production of a short film called Laid Off. So I'm in the editing room for that. So that's going to be interesting when that comes out. I'm also in pre-production for a feature film with an actor called Javier Ronceros. He's a Peruvian-born American actor, director, and writer who lives out in LA and has been working in the industry for the last, I think, 30 years. So I'm working on that with him as an actor, but also as a producing role. He's coming over here to film it. So it's all really exciting. So I'm so buzzed for it, and just anything going forward, I'm all hands on for.
Is this going to be out in 2023?
The project with Javier, I doubt it would be. It'd probably be more 2024. The short film that I did, that would probably be out. Well, I would hope it would be out in 2023. I'd hope to do a bit of a festival run, but I'll see what's going and what suits the project more than anything, because at the end of the day I want to serve the project to what it suits. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but if it does, I'm more than happy to throw it in.
Let's fucking go. 2023 is gonna be like a massive year for you work wise. 2024 you get to like bear the fruits of your labor.
Maybe let's hope. Anyways, let's hope that we're all off, because like I went over to LA over the summer, and I remember being over there missing everybody. And I just remember thinking in my head, next time I'm over, I want to be with everybody. So that's the goal. So next time I'm over in LA, I'm hoping that every one of these people are with me, by my side, my family, my partner, all that. I just really hope so.
The difference that your community makes, like, and then taking them with you to where like the money is, where the eyes are. In saying that though, going from Los Angeles to Dublin, shit can still be done here too.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and that's the thing, especially with the Banshees of Inisherin doing so well, it's increased so much. Like, even just you looked at in Bruges, that increased tourism by 30% in just Bruges alone because it was shot there. You think of the Banshees of Inisherin, everybody's got eyes on Ireland there. So it's us as a country, us as a nation, it's our responsibility to show, you know what, we're not here for the short term, we're here for the long term. We're one of these powerhouses that you shouldn't mess with. We're here for the rest.
It's time to fucking shine, my dude.
100%, that's what.
Dan, let's leave it at that. What do you think? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Obviously this is gonna go out after. When Jordan, like, screw the Northside story, when Jordan told you, listen, I'm toying with the idea of a little prank, will you be involved?
Yeah, I was just like, okay. He had said to me, it was like 2 hours earlier, and he was like, oh my god, Sinead, I forgot to say it to you. And I was like, what? And he goes, I thought I texted you. And I was like, what? And he was like, we're going to come out as our characters, and I never told you to bring your balaclava. And I was like Jordan. So I had to run home, grab it, come back, and then I saw him when I came back in here because I missed him, and then I was like, ooh, and he was like, put that away, it's a secret. I was like, okay. So yeah, like, anything to get back in it again. Why not? I'm glad we're waiting until the end of the night so my hair won't be completely ruined, because that thing, a nightmare. The great thing though about filming was that you didn't have to put any effort in at all. Just a bit of lipstick, few eyelashes, and you're grand. Don't worry about the rest of your appearance.
So I had to put the lashes on for the ballet.
Of course, yeah, because they come right out. They're very distinctive, ma. So yeah.
You just have to like be careful and have them like on the
So
way.
annoying. Putting it on, everyone was like always watching me like Jesus, because like hair would come down, you have to like pick it and around. You're like, oh god. So it's like a whole thing. He just gets to throw it on. So easy for him. But I'm like, I'm a girl. It's different.
Look, pink tux, pink balaclava. That's basically it. Okay, so let's go now to the Northside story itself. So Jordan and Jackson, obviously they've been like working for a long time. They have their little crew. They had an idea. They came over to you. Do you want to be the mom in a pink balaclava? You say.
I'm a bit young, but okay. Originally, when I auditioned, it was actually for the dentist role, which is played by Esther Brady, amazing actress. And I went full gear, like I put on the orange makeup, the hair in the hun bun, like overly drawn lipstick and eyebrows, and I just went for it. I made my own little bottle of mouthwash, and it was called Gankior Breath, and I was just went for it. And then he was like, I was literally crying laughing, but I have a better proposition for you. Will you play my mom? And I was like, okay, I didn't want kids yet, but why not? Yeah, and then we came on, and then all of us just became so close. They're my brothers now, literally. It was so funny. I'm their mom, and now they're my siblings. It's so weird, but we're a great dysfunctional family.
People, so like the first premiere had 150 people. This one has nearly 300. What do you feel like now that it's the second time round? Like you're probably not as nervous because the first one was a success. Are you going to be like eyeing people going like, do you get that joke? Do you like that?
Yeah, I think the first time we were all really nervous, like, oh, was it going to read well? So we actually recorded the first like 30 minutes to see the audience reaction. And I remember I was sitting beside Jordan the entire time, and he was like nearly biting his nails. He was petrified. And we were all there laughing. I've seen it a million times, but I still thought it was funny. But he was like, oh God, what if they hate it? I'm like, Jordan, he'll be fine. Like, it'll read really well. You're always so funny anyway. It'll be just like amazing. And then as soon as it was over, the amount of people looking like, oh my God, when can I see it? Then we started posting like trailers and reels on social media, and they blew up. And then even now, even tonight, people are messaging, scrambling, do you have any tickets, do you have any tickets? So it's doing really well. It'll do really well again, and fingers crossed we'll get a series, or maybe it'll go on Netflix and we'll get to make more, because of all the people I've ever worked with in the industry, they're definitely my favourite, because they just make it so fun. It doesn't feel like work, it just feels like you're going to have fun. And I remember the last day of filming, we were all so emotional. We were like, oh my God, it's actually the end. Like, we still had all this ahead of us. We were like, that's the end. Like, and we were so upset. So we were like, no, we have to keep making more films. So we have another one in the works. Can't say anything, but it'll be really good as well.
So you obviously have a little bit of experience. It was your first time working with Jordan and Jackson, right? These guys are nearly self-taught in a way. What lesson would you give to other creators that are looking into this and also going like, I don't have enough experience, I don't know what to do, where do I start from?
That doesn't matter. If you have an idea, you can make it. Just grab a camera, just grab another person, or even do it on your own. Just go out and make it. Don't care what other people think. As an actor, the first thing you're taught is, first rule is stop acting. So just have fun. If you think of something, just make it. If it goes well, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. You just get up and try again. So just push for it, go for it. Like, they probably never thought they were going to make something this big, and then look how it blew up. So if we can do it, anyone can do it.
Any works for you coming up
I have a lot of stuff coming up.
that you can talk about?
I'm going to America. That's all I can say.
Where are you going? Oh, damn it.
Well, I'm studying in New York for a bit, and then I'm back in LA for a few meetings and some stuff coming up, and then back and forth to London for some theatre work. So there's some exciting things coming, but yeah.
Anything that we can see in 2023, or is it all next year?
Next year.
That's so bad. We're only in March.
Anyways.
Sinead, I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the pink balaclava. You know, I hope the lashes are fine. Thank you so much.
I didn't wear it for tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Make it easier.
Fair enough. Premiere number 2. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good, and such an amazing turnout as well. So fair play to the lads for organising it and getting everyone down.
You've recently finalised something and released something yourself. How was that?
Yeah, as in my own film, is it? Yeah. So yeah, it's been a lot of work to get there. Anybody who makes independent films knows how tough it is. So it's nice just to be in a position now where we're gearing up for a release. So yeah, it's a bit of stress off. Yeah.
That's basically it. It's either stress because you're working, or when you're not working, you figure out on how to make yourself work more. That's basically it.
Exactly it, yeah. Instead of waiting for the phone to ring, go out, make your own stuff, put yourself out there. It's the way to go. And yeah, it is a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end. It's worth the sleepless nights, yeah.
So obviously Jordan and Jackson, they're young, they're upcoming. They presented the script to you. You could obviously see the spark in their eye, I'm assuming. What was that like when they first approached you?
Yeah, it was actually Sinead Cassidy Holt, who's in the film, who I would have known, and she was the one who told me about it and had been telling me about the guys. And then between them, they approached me about it. But it was interesting because I only got to see my scene. I didn't get to see the full script. So I just kind of knew like the rough idea of it, but it wasn't until I went to the premiere to see, oh, okay, this is what they're actually doing.
Yeah, there's Jordan's arse on the big screen every fucking, 5 frames?
yeah. It's just an excuse for him to get his ass out for it, yeah. But yeah, like they're so enthusiastic and what they managed to achieve, because it is really, really tough, and I really understand that more than most, how much time and effort and work to get it. And now to have like a second screening that's sold out again, like it's amazing, and it shows the support that's there for the film. So now I hope they go on and get it out there and get the exposure that it deserves.
I know that you touched on a little bit of advice for independent creatives in general. What was it like? How long have you been doing this for?
So as an actor, I've been plugging away for almost 20 years now. And it's only in the last 6 or 7 that it's kind of getting, and it is the long game. But it was when I went back. I'd done a lot of training over the years, but I went back to Bow Street to train again and make connections and stuff like that for the industry. And it was through that I started writing scenes for myself and for my classmates, doing scene work. And then some of the tutors there, like Sarah Hone, she really encouraged me to go make my own films. So I've written and directed 7 shorts, and then my production company does a lot of productions, and I direct stuff for other people. So then this was all building up to my first feature then, which we did last year. Yeah.
So there is that like little word of advice on like never giving up, figuring out whether it's writing, whether it's acting. Hopefully the more you do, the quicker the call will be, sort of.
That's it, yeah. You have to get yourself out there. And to be honest, in my personal experience, why I did it, because of my image and my look, I always get cast as the drug dealer and the gangster and all that. And that's fine, I love playing those roles. But as a creative and an artist, there's a lot more to me just because I look that way. So I started writing stuff that I would never normally get seen for. And then casting directors were like, oh my God, we never would have seen you in a vulnerable role or this role. And it opened doors then to start, getting conversations started. So yeah, as a creative, never let anybody tell you that you can't do it. And, you find your crew and your team, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to write and direct it, but you find independent writers and directors and collaborate and get yourself out there. And it kind of cuts out the key holders of the industry, so because there's a lot of that gatekeeping and stuff like that. So if you can go and show them what you're made of, because you can talk about it all day, but go and show them, and then they can't deny you if it's good enough,
Just decide to be great and like be undeniable and then figure it out. Now, you've been working clearly for a while. People trust your opinion. What's your opinion on the Northside Shtory?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you revert it back to any famous mockumentary style film like Spinal Tap or The Office or any of those kind of shows, and it's a Dublin story, so in that it has its unique angle. It's not copying anyone. It's funny, it's original, there's obviously a lot of improv in it. It feels very natural as well, it doesn't feel forced. There'd be nothing worse than a film like this to feel forced, like it's a script, like people are bound to a script and stuff like that. It wouldn't work. So yeah, it's hilarious, you know, and there's heart in it as well. So
Thank you so much, Baz. I'm going to let you go enjoy the 300 people. I appreciate it.
all right.
And fair play with all the stuff that's been happening as well. What actually, before I let you go, sorry about that. What else should people expect from you this year?
For this year, well, Dublin Crust is the name of the film that's coming out, and we're hoping to get a full cinema release for that in September. And then otherwise, just acting wise, I'm in season 2 of Kin at the moment, the AMC RTE show, so I'm in that at the moment. And there's a Netflix film coming out, Pulcinella, that I'm in. And then there's other Su Hung Tai Tung. I give Sao Douchi who's here tonight a shout out. His film is screening next month as well. I'm in that, and so yeah, there's loads of stuff. But you know,
On fucking Netflix.
you know, it sounds great. But yeah, you just have to keep plugging away and do what you can. You know.
Baz, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.